What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, well, I am looking at the numbers here. Actually, let me scroll down a little bit. And it very much seems like the bots have taken yet another hit with these Soulbound reward cards. Now, when we look at the battles here, Soulbound reward cards were implemented on January 31st. And you can see there was an initial dip in terms of overall battles, but we've kind of evened out and started, getting back into where we were on average. But the daily active users took a huge dip around the 31st as well. Here's the 31st, right? And then, a couple days after that, we saw active players drop to 105,000. But then we did rally back up to, about 180 for a couple of days and even over 230,000 on the 14th. For some reason, everybody just wanted to play on Valentine's Day. But on the whole, if you look at not December, but February 17th, we had 83,000 daily active players. I have not seen this below six figures in a very long time. In fact, I don't think it's been below six figures the entire time that I've been in the game, because I came in during the August hype cycle when things were absolutely crazy. And so obviously with Peak Monsters, this dashboard only goes back 6 months, so we can't check further back than that. I can't even go back to the time when I started. But what I wanted to show you is look at this over the last 6 months, right? And I'm just going to look at averages here. You got about 181,000 on the 6 month. You have 183,000 on the 3 month. In the last 1 month, 182,000. So it's been relatively consistent. But now we have a trend. Now what I'm seeing is something that is actually significant. We've seen several days of this, right? On the 15th, it was 110,000. And on the 17th, it was 83,000. We're at 120,000. On the 18th, oh, sorry, I'm all over the place, guys. But 14-day, we're down to 155,000. 7-day. We are down to 146,000. So you might be looking at this and saying like, oh, well, we're down like 30,000 players, which on the whole may not seem like a lot. But when you have less than 200,000 players, 30,000 is a significant chunk. I mean, we're anywhere between like 15 to 25% based on, a lot of these numbers here. And now, actually, if we dropped from 180,000 to 83,000 that one day, that's more than a 50% drop. Right. So what I'm trying to get at here is just point out the fact that while battles might still be up, we are seeing a very large and, in my opinion, significant decline in the overall number of players. Now, this could just be a small wave. Maybe some bots are recalibrating and we could see this start to pick up. But from the get-go, right, I guess whenever it was, so here, the 31st, actually, let's do this. If you just look at the 14-day, that covers or encapsulates most of the time since this went live. Obviously, today's the 18th of February. Oh, gosh, my months are all over the place. Today is the 18th of the month. So there's been 18 total days. But if you just look over the last 14 days, that average, including, the crazy spikes up and the crazy dips down, is still at 155,000, which means we've lost a significant amount of accounts. Now, my guess is that we've probably seen a lot of these accounts start to consolidate, play at the higher levels, which actually ends up probably being a good thing overall for the ecosystem. We want to see all of the cards get combined, leveled up, and start to play at the higher levels. But, ultimately, to me, this is a good sign, right? Like I tweeted out the other day, I'm just like, we have 5-figure daily active users for the first time, I think, in my entire time playing Splinterlands. And that actually makes me excited because I want these numbers to be real. I want long-term players to be here. I think a lot of the short-term exploitative behavior has been clamped down on, and people are just looking at this, and saying like, all right, Soulbound reward cards, merits, whatever has been put in. Sure, have rewards been nerfed? Yes. But all the stuff that has been put in has made it so that players like you and me and people that believe in this long term, not necessarily even just as an investment, but as a game and wanting it to be fair from a competitive standpoint, we're all starting to move in that direction, and the numbers are starting to reflect that, in my opinion. So I just wanted to call this out because I think it is worthwhile to follow, to track, and obviously to present to you guys here. Because for a lot of people that are, sick of bots or don't want to see bots or whatever the case is, well, here's the data, right? The numbers are going down significantly. I don't think that we've lost a bunch of players over the past couple of weeks. In fact, if anything, I feel like a lot of what's happened since the Soulbound Reward cards has actually made a lot of the inactive or dormant players come back because they're interested in the meta change. They're actually excited to go through and work for their daily quests now. The game has taken a different role at a time when assets are about to become much more scarce. So we do want to see accurate numbers, especially as we get into the end of Chaos Legion, which will be probably within the next 30 days or so, depending on depending on a bunch of factors. But we're gonna have the Nifty Arcade, another couple 100,000 packs given out there. I think 300,000 packs for Gene Pool's proposal, and then of course this crazy sunset sale that may just push everything out on day one, depending on who wants to be the whale that gets 100 land plots. So, ultimately, obviously, the new players coming in are still very slow. This is in the 200, but 200 count, but it's only this is not spellbooks purchase, right? Spellbooks are like 11 a day. So, I think the new players coming in is still going to continue to be slow. And I don't mind the actual numbers coming down on the daily active accounts or even the battles, as long as we know that these numbers are getting more and more accurate over time. At the end of the day, when I look at the Discord, when I look at Reddit, when I look at, Twitter, it's 10, 20,000 maybe. I mean, it's only a couple hundred people who are active on Discord, right? And so, ultimately, this makes me excited. I'm hopeful for the future on where Splinterlands is going. I'm hopeful that we've taken out, every time I see these numbers go down, I get excited because it represents to me that people have given up on the game, not necessarily in a bad way, but in a good way, right? People who, every time there's a massive change in the reward structure, sure, we might lose a couple of good folks. And I don't, my hats are off to them. But ultimately, I do think that it is targeting the behavior of any type of exploit and really just shutting that down, or at least reducing the incentive significantly. So let me know your thoughts on this overall, if you've been tracking these numbers. But like I said, over the past couple of weeks, the trend has been significantly down, and I would love to see it kind of continue to go that way until we can normalize out and actually get a good idea of how many real human people are playing this game at whatever level that they're playing the game at. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you all in the next one, and I will see you around the game. Take care.